no. You guys don't want to hear me sing. You're here to see some really cool product demonstration stuff. Hi, this is Brad at Mainstage Music, and welcome to the July episode of our Cool Product of the Month demonstration. Now, in today's climate, we're so mobile. Our work schedules have never been crazier, right? There's people who work first shift, second shift, third shift, swing shift. There's all sorts of them. And but yet we still have our passions, our challenges, our crafts, okay? And of course, our craft is the craft of playing music. And so I was thinking about it. We have countless people come into the store and they're like, well, my wife and kids, you know, they're usually asleep when I'm coming home and I want to play guitar and I like turning it up, but man, I just don't, you know, how can I get a great turned up sound for my electric or bass for that matter without waking the whole house up? So they're usually looking for small amplifiers or something like that, but of course you play some of those small amps and they leave a little something to be desired. So enter this new company called New X. Okay, New X is a tech company. They don't make like instruments and things like that. They just make technology products. And so we're going to show you today a really cool product from New X that we just absolutely love here. And it is called the Mighty Amp Plug, or the MP2 by New X. So what the Mighty Amp Plug is here is it's just a little plug, okay, a dongle if you will, that plugs right into your guitar or bass. And then you plug your earbuds into this right here. Now, the way we're doing it, just full disclosure, this is the kind of the layout that we got here. First of all, you've got a fat guy with a cowboy hat and a crazy looking t-shirt playing guitar. Okay, now go back to, okay, so then here you can see the Mighty Amp Plug. Okay, it's just a small dongle, all right, just plugs right in. It's actually got a swivel on it, so if you've got a guitar that mounts from the top, you can turn it sideways so it's not, you know, intrusive. It's not sticking out or anything. It's not going to snap on something. It has just a couple of very simple plugs on it, but you can see this cable here. This cable is the headphone or line level output. Now, what we're doing here for the sake of the audience tonight is we're running this output cable to a direct box and then direct box into the audio so you guys can hear what's going on. But normally, you would just plug this into some earbuds right into your skull and you get to hear all this cool stuff. Skull. I love that word. Anyway, so additionally on this, you have just, of course, a power button and so on. A couple of neat things to note. Now, you guys might say, well, I've seen amp plugs before. This is nothing new. Au contraire. Okay, you've seen amp plugs, true. A couple of neat things about the New X products. First of all, this guy has a built-in lithium-ion battery. So no more scrounging around for like AAA or AA batteries once they die after, you know, on average, what do they get, about 8 hours of use? With this guy, when you're done you know, playing or whatever, it just plugs in like your cell phone, okay? So you just plug it in and leave it on a little block charger, and boom, it's always ready when you need it. So that's a really cool feature right there. Another neat thing about this is that unlike a lot of traditional amp plugs, and amp plugs have been around for a long time. When I was a kid, there was this amp plug. Oh, by the way, I forgot to say, but you all know this because you watch already. We love to hear your comments, okay? And so feel free to comment, like, share, whether you're on YouTube or Facebook. If you're on Facebook and you're not already liking us on YouTube, we'll go over to YouTube. Neat thing about YouTube, you can sit in bed and watch me on television because they usually have YouTube on those smart TVs. Don't have Facebook, but whatever. So anyways, feel free to comment, ask any questions that you like. I've got my technician son, Gibson, going to be reading.
Hello.
Yeah, he's going to be reading the questions that you guys answer or ask. So anyways, I'm here for y'all. Okay, so anyways, getting back to this amp plug. They've been around. When I was a kid, there was a product called the Tom Scholz Rockman, okay? And, of course, the term Rockman was a spin on the Walkman, which, of course, was made by Sony. It was a little tape deck that you put your headphones in and go anywhere with. Well, the Rockman was effectively a little amplifier you clip on your belt like a Walkman, put your headphones on and plug your guitar into, and it sounded really good. And so this is effectively just the modern version of the Rockman, and boy, does it do a lot more stuff. Okay, so let's get into how to control it. So you might go, well, wait a minute. Some of those amp plugs have a little, tone wheels and stuff like that. Well, if you go back to the screen here that just shows the guitar layout, next to my, of course, trusty bourbon right here, it is 5 o'clock somewhere, and you see my phone. Okay, now I told you I'm not going to be answering the questions this week because I'm going to be using the phone. Here is, you get an app, okay? Now the app is what controls the amp plug. Now, of course, the app here, I've got this, my phone tied into the video so you can see exactly what I'm seeing. The app allows you all sorts of neat things on this device. So as I change things, you'll see it change. Okay, so you see, what I'm doing here is, if you look at this, the top row here, not where it says new X and preset, I'll get to that here in a second, but the top row, you see where it says gate, okay, then you see EFX, you see amp, IR, mod, meaning modulation, delay, and lastly, reverb, okay? Now, we'll go over this stuff really simply, okay? What I usually like to do is start with an amp. Now, if you look here, right underneath where it says amp, it says amp, and then you see I'm on deluxe reverb. But if you click on that, you see that you have a whole bunch of amplifiers here, okay? At the very top, you have jazz clean, okay? I'll just give you kind of a example. Now, the guitar I'm using is one of my favorites. We're a dealer for Music Man guitars. And if you've not played a Music Man, these things are freaking amazing. And if you can't afford a $4,000 Music Man, you can afford the Sterling version of these, which are their imports, and they're really good. So again, if you've never tried a Music Man, you're really missing out. You need to try one. Come down to main stage and try one out. Okay, so here is the clean section, neck position, full tilt. Bright, isn't it? But see where it says bright on the screen here, go back to the app screen. I can turn that off. And look at it with the bright mode. Isn't that sweet? So you can see here you got your gain control, master control, which I can bring that up or down. The more gain you bring in, less master, the more hair you put on stuff. And then, of course, EQ. Now, you're saying, well, dude, there's some delay or something like that on there. Well, okay, we'll get to that. So if you go here to delay, I have delay on. I have an analog delay. You can choose analog delay, digital delay. Mod delay. And if you see here, there's a neat thing where you can go tap tempo. So watch, I'm going to tap it real fast. Pretty cool, huh? So you can also, if you want to really make that reverb, or excuse me, that delay sound awesome, add some reverb to it. So I can click reverb here, and I've got plate reverb, but there's also room reverb. You can turn that up if you want a real swampy. You can even do a spring reverb if you like that surfy sound. what you can do here is you can pick whatever amp style you want. If you just want to turn the reverb off, just turn it off right there. Look at it. Or turn the delay off. Now, another thing that's important about an amplifier is the cabinet you're playing it through. So, I mean, obviously, an amplifier is just the tone, right? But the cabinet has a lot to do with, I shouldn't say the amplifier is the preamp and the power amp, but the tone isn't fully realized until you run it through some speakers. Well, everyone knows that the sound of, let's say, a small little combo amp that maybe has a 10-inch speaker sounds a lot different than a 212 speaker cabinet or a 412 cabinet, right? So there's this new technology, relatively new, called impulse response, or IR for short. It was first used in like studio recording software for people who are trying to get that perfect sound in the studio, but without having every cabinet available to them. They effectively record all these different cabinets in a perfect like vacuum of space, right? And then take that response and you can add it on any sound you want. So this builds the IR loader already into it. So it's got an IR loader. So let me show you how this Jazz Clean amp sounds when you have different IRs loaded. So right now, it's the JZ120. That's just a fun way of saying like the JC120. So it's a 212. But check this out. Here's a 1960 A cab, which for everybody involved it's like a Marshall 412. See, I'm just kind of going down the line of the different, and you can hear that there is a nuanced difference on each one of these cabinet sounds. So really, this is designed for the tone junkie out there, the guy who's really looking for just that perfect sound that kind of matches their style, right? So they might say, oh, you know what? I want this amplifier, but I want that cabinet. This gives it to you in the form of a little plug. Now, let's go back to the amplifiers here. Now, I just picked Jazz Clean because, well, that's always the easiest one to start with, right? But now listen to some of the different amps they got. You can see there's a whole list of them here. There's the deluxe reverb. Which you can hear is gotten a little bit more gain. But it's got that great grit. To the neck position. Man, it sounds great. That's your quack sound right there. Let's go to some of the other amplifiers here. The next one down is a twin reverb, which we know is, of course, double the power of a deluxe reverb and double the speakers. Listen to this. I like how you can even hear that sagginess. Bring the gain down a little bit. Little reverb maybe to that. Let's add a little spring reverb. that great? Now you have all sorts of higher gain amps too. So here now you've got a Class A 30. Now I think that what they're trying to say is AC 30, but I heard this one earlier and it doesn't sound anything like an AC 30 to me. Okay, first of all, even with the gain down to nothing. It's a little too brittle. I mean, I see what they're think they're trying to do, but now this is just starts getting the crazy high gain stuff. Okay. You can get here. Let me see. There's a 1987X. That's your old classic 60s Marshall. So, I mean, I can definitely, you know... Go with some of the other ones. Here's a Fireman HBE. Now, Fireman is a pedal that is made by Nuix. It's pretty aggressive. Pretty aggressive. Oh, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, we got a couple of comments in the Facebook side of things. We got
go ahead and turn the camera so I can address the comments. Hey,
all right. So we got a Jimbo Knowlton saying, looks some very cool gear, especially for those that live in small practice areas. Love it.
No doubt. Yeah, I mean, we actually met a guy who has a houseboat. I mean, who lives on a boat? I guess this guy does. It's really cool though, and this has got so many applications for those people. So yeah, I appreciate the comment.
And also we have a comment from a Mr. Gibson Putt. I never heard of him. I bet he's gorgeous. He says those are some pretty fresh beats.
Okay, all right. So I've gone through some of the sounds here, but one sound I want to kind of go over with you guys. It's not just electric guitar. If you look here at the very bottom, now I know that a lot of y'all don't come in and listen to every pedal we got. It's almost impossible. I think last count we had somewhere like 250 unique different pedals in stock. It's crazy. Nobody has as many pedals as we do in stock. But anyways, one by Nuix is called the Stage Man. Okay, what the Stage Man is, it's an acoustic preamp pedal. So what that Stage Man means on this is that your acoustic or your electric guitar, which of course you just heard, can now be an acoustic guitar. Isn't that sweet? I just think it's a really cool feature because there's a lot of people who, you know, they may just have one song that they want to do a little bit of acoustic stuff with, but for the most part, they're electric players, okay? And they're like, well, you know, it's cool that you got that, but acoustic guitar, I just want to have one guitar. Well, with this pedal, you know, or this, you can get that sound Or you can do the... Now, of course, you can do the same thing where you can add effects. So let me go to this mod feature here. So nothing sounds cooler with this bright kind of guitar as a little bit of chorus, right? So if you go to mod, you can choose from PH100. That's a phaser effect. Okay, let me just show you here. Turn it on. The only thing in life that makes it worth living. You like that Waylon and Willie stuff. You can go a CE1. That is your kind of classic boss chorus. Then you've got a stereo chorus. What else we got here? Univibe. Ooh. And even a tremolo. Who they walking down them woods? It's Little Red Riding Hood. Hey there, Little Red Riding Hood. You don't gotta want to hear me playing that song. All right, so that's the modulation thing. So you can couple any of those with delay or reverb. So let's say you wanted that tremolo, right? But you wanted some reverb as well. Turn it on. Okay, let's go back to that modulation. So, I mean, the key here is that you can blend all this stuff together. Your amplifier, your IR, your modulation, which is your swirly effects, your reverb, your delay. Everything is all together in one unit. And you even have, in the case that we're playing with here, a acoustic processor, along with all the cool, heavy stuff. You got all that kind of stuff, too. Now, here's another really cool feature. So, all right, you're playing by yourself. How do you get better? Well, most people would say you get better by playing with other people, okay? But again, it's 2 a.m. You're still wound up from work, and it's like, So, how do you don't have other people to play with. Fear not. This unit has built into it a drum machine. How cool is that? Check it out. So you just go here to the bottom screen where it says drum. Okay? And boom, you've got everything from a metronome, which is just click, 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 right? To different styles. Pop, metal, blues, swing, rock, ballad rock, funk, R&B, Latin, and dance. So, all you do is you just turn it on. So there's metronome. Boring. Let's say you want it to be slower. Just tap. see here. Some of this. How neat is that? So you've got this drum machine built in with all these different styles. You choose the kind of gain or whatever, amplifier sound, your perfect tone, and then boom, you've got a drum beat right behind you. So you can really kind of dial in your timing, your lead work, all that kind of stuff, all in one little unit. But wait, that's not it. You can also, with this, because it's all on your phone, you can go to what they call the jam track setting at the bottom. Now, the problem with the jam track setting, it's right here, is that you do have all these cool jam tracks. But because they're using the Bluetooth technology to control the phone to the unit here, the sound comes through the phone. All right. So actually on this one, it'll probably come through on our end here. Maybe not. Because we have this thing set up as in a camera mode. So if actually you turn on channel 1's the gain, the camera. Yeah, see if you turn on the video mixer, Gibson, if you turn the channel on channel 1, whatever. But basically, the sound will come through the speaker on your phone, okay, and not your headphones. So that's the only little weird thing I've noticed about that. So anyways, yeah, so long story short, the Mighty Plug gives you all of these different amplifiers. So what do you got here? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, about 13, 14 amplifiers. You've got different effects, okay, from touch wah, which, by the way, if you don't want to know what that is, it's this. It's a wah pedal. You have Univibe. You have tremolo. Phaser. And then you have even overdrive pedals. Here's a tube screamer. Katana. 3-band EQ. A fuzz, a muff fuzz. Crunch box. Red dirt. Man, these are actually really good sounding dirt pedals. Morning drive. And let me see, what's this one? Distortion 1. Oh, DS1. And what's the thing? Oh, Rose compressor. Yeah, I mean, it gets pretty aggressive. And so that's all built in as well. So you've got dirt boxes, you've got modulation boxes, you've got delay boxes, reverb boxes, a gate, all these different amplifiers. Okay, so I know. You guys are used to things that are really costly and whatever. Would this surprise you to know that you can buy these at Main Stage Music for a whopping $75. I know, it's crazy. I've never seen a value quite like that, because any one of these effects, if you buy any kind of really inexpensive distortion pedal, it's going to be about $75 just for one effect. And this gives you what, 100? I mean, really, it's infinite when you start thinking about all the combinations you could make. Plus all the amp modeling, the drum machine. I don't have any drum machines for less than $100. So it's really a cool piece of gear. Plus, all of it you just hear through your headphones. Or if you wanted to do it like I'm doing it here, you could run the output to a larger system. But long story short, the NUX MP2 Mighty Plug is worth every dime. It's a crazy good value. And you really need to come down to Mainstage and check this thing out. Or you can go to our website. I believe they're on our website, mainstagemusic.com, and you can order one there. But if you want to play one in person or just buy one in person, just come on down. So we're open every day but Sunday. Anyways, I want to thank you guys for watching and the comments and so on. And seriously, just keep on picking. And, hey, let us know if you have any ideas for future episodes.